So bro, I haven't got much time to analyze, but yeah, just quickly, let's look at GBPJPY, right? The macro trend is down, right? Like 100%, like that's the weekly time frame. Okay, it's down, but look at this, right? We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive weeks of green candles, and it took out this high as well, right? What does that tell me? That tells me the micro trend is up, and I'm not really sure where it can stop, right? It can stop like up there, or like it can stop right here. So I'm gonna go to the 4 hour time frame and analyze a bit more, right? So actually let me go to the 2 hour. I marked out a couple of stuff, right? Okay, so first thing, I don't need to go like all the way back, right? I don't give a shit about what's behind. Just like look at what you see over here. Will you agree with me? The micro trend is up. Yes, right? So now let's zoom in and look what we see, right? So here's the thing. I take my fib from the high to the from the low to the high, right? That's just like the traditional way to do it. And I'd look for my entry anywhere between the 62 and the 79. Okay. And yeah, but forget about the fibs. I hardly use the fibs, but let's look at what we see right now. Yeah. We see a low, okay. We see a higher low and a high. Sorry, I wasn't showing that. So we see a low, we see a high, right? We see a higher low compared to the previous one, and we see a higher high. What do we see in here? We see equal highs. What happens when we see equal highs? The price has to like break it just to liquidate all the orders that's sitting up there and then break back down. That's exactly what we saw, right? Equal highs. The price broke it and then we fell down. Okay. But what do we see now, right? We see higher high and a higher low. Okay. Again, same thing compared to the previous one. We see a higher high, but now what do we see on the left? We see equal lows now, right? And if you zoom in, there's an order block here. I think you like marked it as well. There's an order block there, right? So we see equal lows here. What's my prediction? We break the equal lows and then go back up. Okay, why? Because I just want to follow the trend. Remember, the trend is your friend. Okay, so so break the lows, but when you break the low, where do you expect the price to go till? We have an order block here. Okay, that's potentially one area to long. Once the price comes here, I'm gonna go into the micro like 1 minute time frame and like look for some sort of entry over there, right? But yeah, so probably a lower low. And then what do you see when what happens when you see a lower low? You potentially hope for a lower high. Okay, if this lower high happens, that's when you're like getting in line with the weekly time frame, where you know, okay, yeah, that was the top, and yeah, now we're gonna drop big, right? But anyway, going back to the 4 hour time frame, if we do, or 2 hour time frame, sorry, I like the 2 hour. If we do actually see our lower high, okay, somewhere like anywhere inside this zone here, okay, anywhere in there, okay, if we do see a lower high, that means this is like a Wyckoff scenario where we see like a first drive, we see a first drive, a second drive, and a third drive to liquidate everything, and then we see a lower low. So that's the fourth drive, which I always like mark on my trades, right? From here we go all the way down. I don't know where, but this will be like an insane trade. Why? Because think about this, right? Like I usually like look for this on here, okay, somewhere there. Okay, if that's my entry, my stop loss will be under the candle, above the candle closes, right? My take profit could potentially be, I don't know, all the way down here or down there or wherever, and that will give me a 20 plus RR trade easily, right? So even if it goes against me, a 90 to 20 pip stop loss is like nothing for me, right? I'd like risk it just to align with like this time frame here, okay, the weekly, which could potentially go all the way down as well. You never know, but there's like no reason to actually short GBP pairs right now, right? Like fundamentally. So yeah, I don't know. At the moment, I wouldn't trade this pair unless like the price either gets there, okay, or back up there. But right now, like this is out of my entry, out of my watch list, sorry. And then what I mean by the 1 minute time frame, like let me go to the last trade, okay, EURCHF, which I actually forgot to close. But where is it? Okay, so this is, I posted this, right? And this is what I was looking, right? So we have like this one candle, the black candle that liquidated all the orders, right? But in here I actually saw something in like the 5 minute time frame, and that's the reason I longed it, right? Or else I'd actually wait for like the median of this candle, so like around the 50% before like finding a long, right? Because we see some sort of flows over here. I expect like this to get liquidated. But let's look at this, right? Sorry, where was it? 4 hour. But now let's go to the 5 minute. Okay, we had equal lows there, right? Agree with me? Equal lows. We broke the equal lows. We came back to our support. Okay, we came back to our support, and what do we see? So in the 15-minute time frame, I actually saw a crazy wick, right? A really huge pin bar, and this was my trade. My stop was just under the pin bar, probably just under the support, just like account for spreads. But in the 5 minute time frame, this is the long I took, right? We had this one candle that pushed down, okay, and then the next candles came back and took out this high, so we created a higher high. So what I did was I longed right there, right this wick. Okay, so I waited until where is it, my long position. Okay, I waited until it came back to that support, some sort of pullback. My stop loss just under there, but because of spreads, like this is a 4 pip stop loss, by the way. Because of the spreads, I kept it under the support, which is like a 6 pip, right? But this is what I was hoping for it to come back all the way up and probably back to like the next resistance on a higher time frame. So something like that. But yeah, so this is what I mean. Like, look at how everything aligns, right? From like the 4 hour time frame to the 2 hour to the 1 hour to like all the way to the 5 minutes as well, right? So that's the thing. So going back to I know this video is crazy long, right? GBPJPY. Okay, was it this pair? Yeah. So going back to yeah, go to the 5 minute time frame, wait for it to like reach the support, find some sort of like engulfing or like a Wyckoff accumulation or something like that, and then you long it. But always like wait for confirmations.